Hey all, Hammereye here from Tom's Big Spiders. To kick this one off, we have the newest expansion pack for the Keeper cards. I know a lot of you have been asking when they were going to have the new cards out. Well, the Kickstarter campaign is live. The new set is out and it looks phenomenal. So we're going to start off with that. For those not interested in that, just hang out a little bit or fast forward a little bit. And we will have a couple rehousings. I found this new enclosure style at Target that I kind of really like. And again, part of the fun of the hobby for me is finding new enclosures. I don't know if I will ever find the perfect enclosure because I always find something else I want to try out. Anyway, these things are pretty cool. I'm enjoying them. This has been a couple months since we shot this video. The tarantulas seem to be doing great in it. So I figured I'd pass that on. So enough of me talking. Let's look at some Keeper cards and then get into some rehousings. All right, so a little over a year ago, my buddy Danny contacted me. He had an idea about putting together a collectible set of cards featuring tarantula species, some basic husbandry tips, and I thought it was probably one of the coolest ideas I've ever heard and wondered why nobody had ever attempted it before. I'm huge into collectibles. I've been collecting things since I can remember, and the idea of marrying my love of tarantulas with collectible cards was just too much to resist. So what we have here is the first pack, which many people jumped on and were very excited about when they came out. Well, the expansion pack is now live. So what we have here is the expansion pack, which is called the Big, the Bad, and the Bold. These cards are awesome. Now, just a recap, basically, if you look into the cards, what they have is some basic husbandry cards. I believe there's 6 of them. So Tarantula History, love tarantulas, awesome channel, great guy, very important to the hobby. Different features like that. And then we go into actual cards featuring some of the species of tarantulas. They have size, where they come from, some tips on how much moisture they require, just overall, just some general facts. But the cards are absolutely gorgeous. The photos are gorgeous. Again, anybody into collectibles, these are the coolest things ever. And a lot of people do things with them. Like, personally for me, I keep them mint condition because I'm a collector at heart and I don't want to use them or do anything that would damage them. But some people will take the cards, and when they get the spider, they'll put the cards in the corner of the tank so that it's identified instead of using, say, a label. But just the coolest things ever. And again, I know for people who aren't into cards and stuff, you can just fast forward to the next part of the video. I'm not trying to sell you guys on it, but I think there's a bunch of us out there that are collectors at heart that love this kind of stuff. So I wanted to raise awareness to let people know that the new set is out because I've had a lot of people ask. They also come in this beautiful handmade bag. I believe Kirsty made these, if I'm not mistaken, which is Danny's partner. They're gorgeous. So these come in here. This comes in this box here that slides out. I mean, the presentation is just absolutely fantastic. And again, I have to admit, when he first brought these up, I was expecting some, pretty basic cards overall, but the design of them, the packaging is just astounding, and really, they're very collectible for people that are into that kind of stuff. And now one of the things you can get if you join the Kickstarter campaign is one of these limited edition promo cards, YouTube channel heroes, which this one is Tarantula Dan. Picked this one, love Tarantula Dan. But you can see they are foil, which is even cooler. So now we have, like, my son does all the Pokemon card things, and he's always looking for, what are those ones, the ones called, the EX or
FX or
FX. There's some type of card that's foil that he goes nuts when he gets them. So now you get one of these too, which is cool. And then hopefully people that don't get the ones they want can trade online. I don't know. I would open this up to see what the card is in the back. But again, I'm a collector at heart and I want to keep these in mint condition. So for those interested, he is doing another Kickstarter campaign. The one for the first set of cards was ridiculously successful. I think it blew away all expectations. The new one is live, and they've got cool things for this one, like besides the hologram card, there's also a binder that you can get that holds all the cards in it with dividers for, like, New World, Old World, and spiders that you have yourself. There's stickers, there's t-shirts. He's really created one of the cooler things I've seen in the hobby in quite some time. So if you're into this kind of stuff, I'm stoked about it. I know some people go, yeah, I don't want, okay, move on, no problem. But if you're into this kind of stuff, or if you bought the first set, I would definitely jump on the second set. This is something you would like to continue doing. It's something I've been involved in since the beginning and really enjoy working on. So I hope some of you check it out, and if you get them, let me know. All right, so we're about to rehouse a bunch of spiders, and basically they don't particularly need rehousings right now, but in my never-ending quest to find cool things that will make good tarantula cages, Billy and I stumbled upon these in our local Target. Now they're 18.8 quart models by carton, and you can see the side there because I know people are going to ask, BPA free. And the pros of them is the floor space is actually bigger than what I usually use for my medium to large tarantulas. It's probably 3-4 more inches this way. It's deeper than a lot of the stuff I use, and we measured it out. It's got more floor space than the average 5-gallon tank, which I think is great. They're also crystal clear. They're stackable. They look nice. I have a shelf where 3 of these are going to stack basically 3 deep, and they should look fantastic on the shelves. Now, downside, they're a little bit flimsy. Not quite as thick as some of the stuff I've used before. Not terrible, but not as rigid as some of the other ones. Also, there are only 2 latches on the top here, which means the sides are open. However, Billy went out to Walmart, found these wonderful bungee cords that work perfectly to keep the middle part down as I pull it up. So what will happen is, obviously the ones that are stacked, the 2 bottom ones, will not require the bungee cord. I'm not a fan of putting bungee cords on things because it just looks unsightly sometimes. However, when that's in a shelf that's about here, that's going to look great. So I'm switching these out from these over here, which are the Exoterra breeding boxes. I've used these for a while. Now, before people go, oh, I thought you said these are good, I really do like them. My biggest issue with them is the fact that I can't see. I have a thing with the tops that aren't clear. So they do look great sitting on a shelf. They're stackable, very durable, very rigid. But as you'll see here, if I open this up, there's not a lot of room for substrate, which doesn't matter with these true terrestrial tarantulas like the ones we're going to be doing here that don't do a lot of digging. It's not a big deal, but I like to put a little bit more in. This will offer a little bit more space, a little more comfort for the spider, larger hides, because this one here, as you can see, a smaller hide. She's already outgrown that. We'll have a big one here. There'll be a water dish. Hopefully it'll just look better all around. All right, so I probably will end up using these again at some point, but right now we're trying to do some moving around in the tarantula room to utilize space better, and I just think these are going to be better off for some of my tarantulas. So what we will do, we'll start with my Grammostola iheringi, who just molted recently. We're going to put her in this one here. I'm going to try to stay organized because we're going to do 4 of them, I believe. She's usually pretty laid back, but let's see how this goes. And a gorgeous spider. She is pushing probably about 7 inches now. Big, big girl. And of course she's in a place where I can't really get her. It almost scares me more when you touch them and they don't budge because it's like the wait for it.
Oh boy.
Or then they attack the thing while you're not even looking. So for people that think Grammostolas are all very tractable, there you go. So let me try to get her in here. I just don't want to get, I didn't have, the gloves are a hot commodity nowadays, obviously because of COVID. So I don't have a lot of extra pairs of gloves, so I wasn't putting any on for this one. Use the deli cup. What are you doing? This is the one I thought was going to go real easy.
Yes.
This does not bode well. Yeah. All right, there we go. I think I just startled her.
Yeah, I think so too.
Let me see if I can get the little brush and get her out. All right, so what we're going to try to do is coax her out this way. Come on. She's being relatively well behaved.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, on the ground. You want to be on the ground. You don't want to be in a plastic cup your whole life. There we go. Nope. There we go. And that, what a gorgeous, hopefully I can get a nice close shot of that. I can use that for the thumbnail, but gorgeous spider. Again, she's a little thinner because she molted not too long ago. Can you take measure? No, I'm not going to leave her alone. But you can see she's relaxed there, and she's about 6 inches or so, so probably close to 7 inches. Gorgeous girl. Absolutely love this spider. Very underrated. You don't hear a lot of people talking about them. And what we have for the setups, I'm going to have to clean this out because she put dirt in it again, so know that I will come back later and clean the water dish out. But we have my mixture of cocoa fiber, peat, some topsoil, some sand, some charcoal, and then some chopped up sphagnum moss. And then we have some leaf litter because I just like the way it looks. So there we go. Grammostola iheringi, all set in her new enclosure. This was the one I thought was going to be really easy, so we'll see how this goes now. Next up, we have the Bamey Lazarus, who I anticipate is not going to go so well. Lazarus went through a stage where she kicked a lot of hair. There we go. We'll get a shot of her while I get set up. And she's also a little more... Oh, look at that. Gorgeous, gorgeous. This is one that is likely Brachypelma Bamey Baumgartney hybrid. So unfortunately, she will not get to breed. And for anybody that's going to ask, I have done a whole article. I'll put it in the thing about hybrids and why they are highly frowned upon in the hobby, because there'll be somebody who'll go, what do you mean? That'll be great to crossbreed tarantulas. It's not a good thing. All right, so for this one, try the cup. She's a little crazy. There goes the hairs, and these hairs on this one are particularly nasty.
Man.
Yeah. This was the first spider I ever, little trivia, first one I ever recorded kicking hairs. Hold on, I need more cardboard.
Should move the hide out of the way and then put the side of the cardboard. There you go.
Dual hide. There we go. That was appropriate size at one point. She's obviously put on some size. No, you went out of there. Oh, I just touched the hairs. What a dummy.
Man.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to take a step back. You can see all those hairs. Don't get too close. Maybe just zoom. There she is. You can see all those hairs. Those are not pleasant. Supposedly, this is one of these species where some people are very, very irritated by the hairs. I know a lot of people are concerned more with the bites, but with New World species, the hairs can be particularly nasty, and just as nasty as a bite, honestly. I wouldn't want either. All right. So here we have Brachypelma Bamey, or Boimi, or everybody feel free to throw out how you think it's pronounced. Baumgartney hybrid. 2 down. Man, it is. I am sweating. Oh. All right, next one up. My Brachypelma Hammereye, which she doesn't have a enclosure in hers because we're going to use the one we got here. Now this one here, everybody talks about their B. Hammereye as being very tractable. This one is kind of a nut job. I'm going to get it nice and close on her. She went through a stage where she was very kicky, and she's actually gravitated out of that, but she's still a little skittish right now. What we're going to probably try to do is pick this whole sculpture up and just put it in. And this is what happened when I picked this one up. The piece of cork bark I had was too small for it, so I ended up buying this at Petco. There we go, done. There we go. That one I thought would be easy if I get her on there. So I'm going to keep this one just because she's had it. She's familiar with it. It works well. She does use it sometimes. Very, very slow going tarantula. This is one of the few I bought sexed. I believe I bought her as a 3.5-inch sex female. And right now she's maybe 4.5 inches, and I've had her for 7 years or so. So she's growing very, very slowly. She eats, but won't go, like if you drop in a few crickets, she'll grab one, kind of ignore the other ones. She's molted, I think, 4 times in my care. So just know if you get these guys, they're very slow growing. I do have some B. Smithi, very similar species, slings right now that have hit they're past the 1-inch mark, so they're putting on some decent size. So we'll be able to compare the two of them. And the next one should be rather easy as well because it's a T. albopolosis, who's usually fairly laid back. This one's been in my hand before, so not on purpose. She went to step out and I just reflexively stuck my hand out. You got a big old booty. I thought she was in pre-molt, but she ate the other day. Millie, you're snoring. All right, so with her, I don't want to use catch cup that already has hairs in it. Remember to clean out the catch cups. That's another thing when you use catch cups and they kick, make sure you remove them and clean them out before you use them next time, because I've done that where they're full of hairs, you don't remember it, and you basically hair yourself. no. You know, if you want to get on that, I'll just pick it up and put it in there. Right, get on that. No, 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 stay on that. Stay on that. Please stay on that. Oh, that would have been so easy. Get this out of the way. She, on the other hand, has never kicked the hair on me. There we go. Now, again, I probably could have just picked her right up and it wouldn't have been... Somebody will come on and go, why didn't you just pick her up? She has been in my hand before. She's actually very tractable, but I'm trying to show good rehousing techniques here. And unfortunately, somebody will see me handle something like this one here, not recognize the difference between Old World and New World species, and they'll go try to rehouse their C. lividus the same way, and we know how that ends up. So, again, gorgeous little girl. She might... I have a mature male, so I may be pairing her up. The mature male is getting a little bit old, though, and she's been kind of waiting a long time to molt, but hopefully after she molts, she'll be decent enough size that we can give it a shot. These are awesome little ones here. All right, so there we go. 4 of them rehoused, and again, this isn't before, you know, should be very, very clear. They could have stayed in this much, much longer. There was nothing wrong with these enclosures. It's coming down to personal preference, and I think a lot of people will realize when you get into the hobby and spend some time in it, your first step is you go out and you ask everybody what they use. You find a YouTuber or somebody on arachnoboards, and you say, hey, what do you use for enclosures? You try those out, but then as you kind of expand your... Lily, for crying out loud. As you kind of expand and realize how many different types of options are out there, you'll find something that works a little bit better for you. So in this case, these just work better for my shelving. They offer some more height, which I like. Better visibility. I like seeing these guys, and I hate that I have to drag them out to be able to see them well. My son was over visiting yesterday with his girlfriend, and we went to show him these, and we had to like drag them all out one by one so we could actually see the spiders. This way, they're more visible. But I will obviously report back how I like these. They, again, you can get them at Target. Please don't buy the ones in Target in Lisbon and Connecticut, because those are the ones I'm buying up, and I want somebody to buy them up underneath me. So there we go. 4 of them rehoused, very easy. And I will obviously keep people updated as they settle in. All right, again, for those interested in the cards, I'm going to be putting all the information down in the description so you can click there. Personally, I love them. I've always been a fan of collectibles. I'm currently sitting up right now in my attic where there are boxes of collectible cards, comic books, action figures, you name it. So these things really appeal to me because I love tarantulas and I love collectible things. So anyway, if you're interested in them, feel free checking out the links down at the bottom. Grab yourself up some. Last time they went pretty quickly, and hopefully this is a successful campaign so we can continue to make them. Also, rehousings went great, as they usually do. As for those enclosures, feel free to check them out. I just went to go get some at my local Target, and they are gone. Hopefully they get them back in. I believe you can order them online, though. But I'm really enjoying them. They're clear. They offer a decent amount of room, especially for substrate, and they're stackable. The only downfall, again, is the fact that the tops, the lids, don't secure all that well, so I do encourage anybody that is using them to use a bungee cord or something like that, or even something heavy on the top to make sure they stay down. But I'm enjoying them very much. The spiders seem to be enjoying them, so they're a hit with me. That will do it for this one. As always, if you like this video enough to subscribe, very much appreciated. You click the little circle up there, or if you want to check out some more videos, I will put them over there. If you leave a comment, no, I will respond. It may take me a little while because I'm behind the 8 ball with the comments, but if you take the time to comment, I'll respond. Thanks so much for watching. We'll catch you guys all next time.